The Johnston house had always been full of energy, laughter, and a little bit of chaos, but lately, something felt different. The air carried a sense of excitement mixed with quiet pressure. It all started when Liz and Brice officially decided to take the next big step in their lives. Their wedding was no longer just an idea. It was real, and it was coming fast. Trent Johnston stood in the middle of the living room, holding a notebook in one hand and a pen in the other. He looked around like a man trying to solve a puzzle that kept changing shape. Planning a wedding was not something he had ever imagined would feel this overwhelming. Amber noticed him pacing back and forth. She leaned against the kitchen counter, arms crossed, watching him with a small smile. "Trent," she said calmly, "you're wearing out the floor." "I'm not pacing," Trent replied quickly, even though he clearly was. "I'm thinking." Amber raised an eyebrow. "You've been thinking for 20 minutes. Trent sighed and flipped open the notebook. Pages were filled with lists, crossed-out ideas, and small notes written in all directions. There's just a lot to figure out. Venue, food, guests, decorations, and that's just the beginning. Amber walked closer and gently took the notebook from his hand. That's why we do it step by step. But for Trent, step by step didn't feel simple. He wanted everything to be perfect for Liz. As a father, he had always been protective, always trying to give his kids the best. Now, with Liz getting married, it felt like one of the biggest moments in her life, and he didn't want anything to go wrong. Meanwhile, Liz sat on the couch with her phone, scrolling through wedding ideas. Her face lit up every few seconds as she found something new. "Mom, look at this," she called out. "This theme is so beautiful." Amber leaned over to see. "That is nice. Very elegant." Trent peeked over too, squinting slightly. "Wait, are those real flowers or something else?" Liz laughed softly. "Of course they're real flowers, Dad." Trent rubbed his forehead. "Do you know how expensive real flowers are?" Liz exchanged a quick glance with Amber, both trying not to laugh too much. "We're just looking at ideas," Liz said gently. At that moment, Brice walked in, carrying a couple of drinks. He handed one to Liz and nodded politely to Trent and Amber. "Hey, everyone." "Hey," Trent replied, his tone friendly but still carrying a hint of seriousness. Brice could sense it. He sat down beside Liz, trying to stay relaxed. "So, wedding planning going okay?" Trent let out a small chuckle. "Depends on what you mean by okay." Liz reached for Brice's hand. "We're figuring things out." Amber stepped in, keeping the mood light. "It's a big event. It takes time." But Trent wasn't done thinking. "Have you two decided on a guest list yet?" Liz hesitated. "Not fully." "That's important," Trent said. "We need numbers. Numbers affect everything." Brice nodded, trying to stay on the same page. "We'll work on that." There was a brief silence, not uncomfortable, but filled with the weight of everything ahead. Later that evening, Trent sat outside on the porch, looking out into the quiet night. The sounds of the house faded behind him. For a moment, he wasn't thinking about lists or plans. He was thinking about Liz as a little girl, running around, laughing, always full of life. Time had moved so quickly. Amber joined him, sitting down beside him without saying anything at first. "You're worried," she said softly. Trent didn't deny it. "I just want this to be right." "It will be," Amber replied. "Because it's about them, not perfection." Trent nodded slowly, but his mind was still full. "I know. I don't want to mess anything up." Amber smiled gently. "You won't. You're her dad. That's already enough." Inside the house, Liz and Brice sat together, talking quietly about their future. There was excitement in their voices, but also a sense of responsibility. They both knew this wasn't just about a wedding. It was about building a life together. "I know my dad's stressed," Liz said. Brice nodded. "He cares a lot." "I know," Liz replied. "That's what makes it hard. I don't want him to feel overwhelmed." Brice squeezed her hand. "We'll help him. We're in this together." Back on the porch, Trent finally took a deep breath. For the first time that day, He allowed himself to relax just a little. But deep down, he knew this was only the beginning. The planning had just started. The real challenges were still ahead. And Trent Johnston was determined to face every single one of them. For Liz,